Hi everybody, Sandy Bacus here. Did you ever feel like maybe the universe was trying to keep you from making your video? Today is one of those days. We went off to church this morning, went out to breakfast, came home, I dragged all my stuff out so I would have it to do the video, and then my computer needed to do updates. Those updates took over an hour. Finally got the updates all in, got signed in, started to do my video, probably got about 11 minutes in, and my computer kept flashing this message, low disk space. So I thought, well, rather than keep going and then maybe not be able to save it or anything or have it cut out on me somewhere in there, I shut it down. I went in and deleted a bunch of older videos and restarted my computer. So now here I am back again. If I see that message, you may hear me scream. Okay. It is Sunday and it's June 10th, and I want to welcome everybody. I've got a few new subscribers, so welcome to you. Glad to have you. Welcome back, all the subscribers who have been with me for a while. And I just want to say everything's great for me. So let's get into this. I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Don't want to make it too awfully long. I hope I don't get to talking too fast. First of all, updates on people's health. My sister-in-law, Lori, if you've seen the videos before, you know that she has lung cancer. She has been through a whole thing of chemo once before for a long period, then went on immunotherapy for a long period, and the tumors were still growing, so she's back on a heavy-duty dose of chemo again. And she has lost her hair now, and she had to get a wig, and she's feeling a little bit self-conscious about that because she didn't lose her hair the first round of chemo. So please keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Good wishes. Olivia, not so good. Not good at all. She's been in the hospital since in May. She's still in the hospital. The last update was Friday. There was one bright spot on Friday. She had been without a fever for 48 hours. That's the longest she's gone without a fever for quite a while. But she has, during the time that she's been in the hospital, she's had bleeding from every orifice of her body. And they can't seem to figure out why. She's got so many mouth sores and throat sores that she can't even talk. Her birthday was last Friday. She turned 8 years old. They did have I forget what they're called, play pals, I think. They're the dogs that go in and visit the sick children. They were able to have one of the dogs come in and lay with her on her birthday. She's had multiple platelet transfusions and multiple blood transfusions because of the blood loss. Tomorrow they're supposed to be doing a bone marrow biopsy, and somebody said maybe a spinal tap, but I'm not sure about that. The doctors are wringing their hands and saying they have no clue why this is happening to her. So they're thinking that possibly, and I pray to God this isn't true, but they're thinking that possibly she has some other cancer along with the leukemia. Please pray. Send your good vibes, send your good thoughts. This child needs them badly. It has been, her parents can't even talk about it anymore without breaking down. If their marriage can outlast this thing and their family can stay together, it's going to be a miracle, because they live, it's probably from their house, I want to say it's probably an hour and a half to 2 hours to the hospital. So the mother, Heather, goes there and stays all the time that Olivia is there at the hospital, and Matt tries to come and visit, but he's got to work, and his mother is trying to help out with the kids, and it's just with the other kids, and it's awful. I would hope that no other family has to go through this, but I know they do. And I'm going to leave it there because otherwise I'm going to break down. So, but just send those prayers, send those good thoughts. She definitely needs them. My health, I'm feeling so much better. My stomach issues have leveled off. I am gaining back some strength and some energy and actually feeling like I can do a little bit of something. Now I just have to keep building on that. I had told you that I stopped taking any of the anti-anxiety meds because they were just really messing me up. And these are the vitamins, in case anybody would be interested. These are the vitamins that I am taking. These are made from whole foods instead of chemicals. And I originally got the first box from the health food store, and then I found these on Amazon for a few dollars less. So I ordered them from Amazon, and I really believe that they are helping me. Also, my husband and I are using the greens, and this is one particular one. We're going to try some different ones, and this one came from Amazon. We're going to try some different ones and flavors and stuff and see what we prefer. You can use a blender to make these drinks, or I have a NutriBullet. So what I've been doing, and just in case anybody is interested in trying this, I mix it in the NutriBullet. I start out with and I make one drink for both my husband and I. I was trying to do 2 every morning, and it was just too much of a hassle. So now I just put in a little extra of everything and make one big drink, and we split it. About 3-4 ice cubes, a banana, the powdered greens, and some water, and then I fill it up with almond milk, and I use the unsweetened original Blue Diamond. I don't like the Silk almond milk. I like the Blue Diamond, so that's what I use. It's 30 calories per 8-ounce serving, no sugar in it or anything like that. So we've been doing that. We take a break on the drinks usually on the weekend, and then start back again on Monday. So I feel the stuff is working. If anybody's down a little bit, needs a little pickup, you might want to try it. It's also healthy. Okay, now the next thing that I was going to talk about is a few books, and these kind of run the gamut of different types of subjects. Danielle Stitcherista had had this book and showed it, and so I ordered it, and I'm enjoying it. It's a book on the Psalms, and it's set up to be like a daily devotional. I usually read a couple of days at a time, and I thought, well, maybe eventually I'll get caught up to the current date. But there's that one. And I'm going to have to go off screen here to reach a couple of times. One book that I've got, and I took it back already because I was done with it, was called The Pain Companion. And it's Everyday Wisdom for Living with and Moving Beyond Chronic Pain. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you probably picked up on the fact that I have a lot of arthritis. Oh my goodness, it's still saying I have low disc space. So I guess I'll have to worry about that later. I'm just going on with this video. Anyways, I wonder if it had something to do with that Windows update. So anyways, The Pain Companion, I tend to have a lot of chronic pain from arthritis and scoliosis, and I thought, you know, the book might be interesting. There was a lot of interesting things in it that I found, and I found that some of it towards the end of the book could actually be applied to anxiety. It could also be something that you could substitute instead of pain. You could substitute Parkinson's disease for my husband, and I actually made copies of some of those pages so that we could reread them. And so for that, that book was really, really great. And I didn't write down the author. I don't think it's on these copies. No, it just says The Pain Companion. All right, the next book that I have here, it's called God, A Human History. I only just read a few pages in this. I picked this up at my library. So I really don't have an opinion on this one yet. I'll have to tell you about this one after I've gotten into it a little bit more. The next book that I picked up at the library was Food is the Solution. And this is a book about basically about stopping meat and eating plant-based. And it talks a lot about the environment, the factory farms, how the animals are mistreated. I'd heard all that stuff before. I was a kid in the 50s. We were raised on meat, potatoes, vegetable, and bread and butter. That was our meal every day. We didn't have pasta. We didn't have any of those other types of things. We had meat, potatoes, vegetable, bread and butter. And then a lot of times we would have fruit for our dessert. On birthdays or holidays, then we had cakes or pies or cookies and so forth. After I got old enough to bake, we had a few more cookies. But my mother we used to have a garden in the back. My mother canned, not too much freezing, but she did a lot of canning, and we ate those things. So for me to become a vegetarian ain't gonna happen because I like meat. But what I'm trying to do by looking at this book is to find some plant-based meals that possibly I could try and see if they're edible for me and maybe my husband, because he is even more of a meat eater than I am, and possibly just replace a meal or two a week. Take the meat out and replace it with something plant-based. So what I've done is I've gone through and I'm putting little flags on some pages where I think I might want to either copy or copy down the recipes that are in the book. And I'm just going through once and flagging stuff, and then I'll go back through and say, okay, will I really try this? And then it's from the library, so then I will return it back to the library. But that's my plan there. It's another part of my getting myself healthier. And I'm thinking that maybe if I try to eat plant-based a couple of times a week, it might help. I don't think it'll hurt. Okay, I have one more book over here that I got from the library, and another Flosstuber had told about this book. I think it was Gulf Coast Stitches, Gulf Coast Stitcher, something like that. And she talked about this. I think she had bought the book, and I am thinking, I've gotten into it just a little bit. I just picked it up yesterday from the library because they had to, our library didn't have it. I had to order it so that they could bring it in from another library. It's called The Best Cook in the World, Tales from My Mama's Table by Rick Bragg, B-R-A-G-G. And it's a story. I mean, he's writing about his mother's life. And, but it also has some down-home Southern recipes in here. And who doesn't love down-home Southern cooking? So now that I've seen exactly what it is, I think I just might order this. I have a 20% off for Books A Million, so I think I just might. But there's that one. And that's the last book that I have to show you today. So, moving right along. Let's see, what do I have next? Oh, I was going to do charts next. All right, I showed charts last week and wasn't a lot of requests for these, but if you guys are like me, I am way, way, way behind on Flosstube because of all those Mania videos. I have had no less than 55 videos in my watch later queue every single day, and at one point it was up over 100. Finally got it down, but then it's been a couple of days since I went in to see who else has done new videos and added those. So as soon as I do that, I'm probably going to be back up to 75 or 80. So it'll be a while before I can catch up, and if that's happening with you guys too, you may not have even seen my other video at the time that I'm putting this one out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show these again. If you want these, let me know now. So this one, I'm just going to do them quick because I did show them. This one here is a Halloween. And so if you want this one, just tell me you want the Halloween. These are the little mice and they're Christmas, and they can be done as little ornaments. So if you're interested in that, tell me you want the mice. This one here has been claimed. This was the angel. This is going out to Nikki Kessler, and I'm going to set that one to one side right now. These are two. One says welcome, and one says enter. Kind of pretty. If you want those, just tell me that you'd like the, what were those called? Victorian greetings. So if you're nerds, just tell me Victorian greetings. And this one was Life's a Zoo. So if you're interested in that pattern, just tell me you want Life's a Zoo. All right, I have a couple to show you this week. I just pulled out a couple because I still had those. And I didn't really go through here and look much to see if there's other, yeah, there are some other charts on this one put in behind. So I'm just going to show you the one. And there it is. My laptop is moving here. And that's just a little sampler. It's called Tally Ho Sampler. So because it's got the horses and the dogs on it, I think those are horses. If you're interested in that one, just tell me you want the horse sampler. I believe it's horse racing because there's a fox down there in the middle. I don't know if Danielle watches my videos, but there's some foxes. All right, next one. This is a sampler. Looks like it's got lots of specialty stitches in it. So we'll just hold this one up here. Get up to where you can see it. So if you are interested in this one, I'm trying to see if it had a name. Just tell me you want the specialty stitches. Oh, this one probably has specialty stitches in it too. Maybe not. But this one at least has a name. This is the Beloved Cupid. Can you see it? And there's a lot of pages here. So I think there may be some other stuff in here too. Yeah, a little bit. There's another sampler in there. It's called Family Buttons. Can you see it? It's all writing with the ribbon. So if you want this one, just say you want Cupid. Or you want to stitch Cupid or whatever. Now, this next book that I'm going to show you is I found these in my stuff, and there's a couple of charts in here I'm going to copy for myself. I'm not going to do a flip through of this. This is what I'm going to do. These are Holidays in Cross Stitch, Vanessa Ann collection. I have 1990. This is a hardcover book, lots of pages in it with lots of charts with pictures. And I also have 1991. So I have both of these. If anybody is interested in these, like if you collect these books or something, I'm not sure who the publisher on this was. Now they've got a list of the staff and the designers. Oxmoor House looks like was the publisher. If you want these sight without seeing in them, let me know. I'm giving them away for free, but I am going to have to charge postage because these are heavy. These are big, heavy hardcover books, and they are in perfect condition. These were my mother's, and they've been well cared for. So free, but I will have to charge postage, and it can be paid by PayPal, or somebody can send me a check and then I will send it out or whatever. But if you want them without seeing the inside, just comment, say you want 1990 or 1991. If you want them both, say that. And if I get requests, I will draw a name, and whoever's name I draw will get them. I will let you know, and I will find out how much it costs to send them and let you know, and then you can pay me through PayPal, or like I said, if you don't have PayPal, you could probably send me a check or a money order. If nobody wants them, then at some future time, I'll take time to do a flip through, but not today because I just have too much. Okay, so there's that. Let's see, where am I at now? Okay, my whips. All right, I worked on several different things since I last saw you. I had found that I was working on an 18 count, which was this one. It's my Dimensions Bayside Cottage. This is 18 count. And what was happening is my eyes were getting really tired and really blurry, and I was not wanting to stitch. So what I did was I realized it's the count, because you know, guys know I have bad eyes. So I went up and I went through my stuff, and I brought down a 14 count project and a 16 count project, and I kind of interchanged them. Some days I would work on an 18 count and a 14 count when my eyes got tired. So this was my progress on Bayside Cottage. And I'm getting really close on that. So I'm wondering, you know, should I really try to keep working on this and kick this one out? But I haven't decided yet, but there it is. So pretty. All right, now the 14 count that I worked on. Well, let's go up here. Let's go. The 16 count that I worked on was my birdhouse, and I don't have a picture for that, just the chart, because it was out of a magazine, and somehow or another I didn't end up with a picture. It probably was on the back side of something I'm going to give to somebody, or did give to somebody. But what I found out, I was working on this thing, and I'm going to show you here. I was putting the cross stitches in, and you see there I got the chimney in up here, and these flowers, and then this is the roof. Here's a window and the flowers. And I was going to start doing the back stitching. Well, I was having a heck of a time trying to figure out what color on that chart the back stitching actually was, because this had, I hate some of these magazine charts, because what they do is they put two colors for back stitching that look so similar that you can't tell. You can't tell what the heck it is. So I went online to see if I could find a picture, an actual picture of this chart, so that I could maybe see what color that was. Well, here, lo and behold, I pulled up something on eBay where somebody was selling not only this chart, but 2 other birdhouses almost like it. They've just got the bird in different places, and the birdhouses are just slightly different. It was $4.99, $2.45 shipping and handling. Well, you know what I did? Buy now. So that's coming, because I just did that yesterday. So I won't work on this again until I get the actual picture. Okay, the next one that I worked on was my DesignWorks chart, and this is the 14 count, and it's on white Ada, so it was very easy on the eyes, and I did quite a bit on this one. Let me get my threads down. I always leave threads hanging everywhere. Okay, there we go. And I was working on the part where the books are there and down below, and then I started getting some of that back stitching in there and backstitched some of it. So I'll probably continue off and on doing some work on this one. And I don't know if you remember, I told you about the teapot in one of my last videos, that I had started it. This was my little kit that I won from Shelley, Moonlight Stitcher. And I started it, and then I found out that I had put in full crosses, and a lot of it was supposed to be back stitches. So I pulled all that out. So this isn't actually a new start, it's a restart. But I pulled that out. It's 18 count Ada, of course. And I put a little bit in on that and did the back stitching. So that's all there is right up there in that little corner. See that? And so I stopped on that, and I thought, well, when I come back to it, either I'll go over here and I'll do the other corner, or else I'll start the teapot. I don't know yet. So there's that. So that was all my whips that I worked on. Now, I kind of did a thing. In fact, I kind of did a thing a couple of times. I think I'm going to live forever. Isn't there a line in a song? I think it was a disco song. I'm going to live forever. Something like that. I don't know. So, here we go. Let me dig it all out here. All right. This first thing, I don't know if I showed you this or if I just put a picture on Instagram, but I got this. A lot of times you can't find this DMC color chart. So I happened to see one. They had only one. I bought it. So now I've got that. Then I went to my LNS. I was looking for Barbara Anna's Love Never Fails, because my husband and I will have been married 40 years this year, towards the end of the year, and I had decided that I wanted that to be my anniversary sampler, or anniversary picture, or anniversary something, okay? So I went up there, and she didn't have it, but she said she'd order it for me. So she did order it, and I don't know when it's going to be in, but I have it coming. And I don't know when I'm going to start it, whether I'm going to start it on my anniversary or start it before. I have no intentions of getting it done by then, but anyways, that led me, while she was going back to see about ordering that, it led me to looking around the store. And I walked out of there with a few things. So the first thing I got, I know this is an older one, and a lot of people have stitched this, but I haven't. So first I drink the coffee, then I do the things. So that's going to be on my thing. Then I'm looking around, and I saw this one. And I thought this, I love blue and purples, and it's called God's Love. And it is, God's love is like the ocean. It has no beginning. It has no end. So there was that. And then, you know, I live outside of a resort town and all these things with the water. So there's another one with all that pretty blue, and it's called Porch Scene. And we do have a lighthouse uptown, and so I had to have it. So there was that. Then, that was all I did there. Then Friday, my husband, my brother, and my sister-in-law Lori and I went to Hobby Lobby. And, you know, it's an hour's drive to get over there to that town. And so we went to lunch, and then we went over to Hobby Lobby and did a little looking around there. And of course, first place I beeline to was the clearance section. So for $3, I got this one. And I know it's kind of reflecting there. But it says, "The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace." I love that. So there's that. And then you know how I am about scenery. I had to get this one. And believe me, I left stuff behind that I felt like I really needed, but I didn't because I'm really not going to live forever. This was $4. And this is a Dimensions kit, and it's called Village Canal. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, and then, you know I love purple. That mat on that, I'm going to have to get me a purple mat when I stitch this because, oh, so much glare. I hope you can see it because it's, maybe if I hold it up there really, really close. Maybe? It's beautiful. And it says, "You are my sunshine." And this is an art, I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's artiste. But that was $3. And that's by Zygarde. I think that's how you say it. And then, oh goodness. And then I had the 40% off something that wasn't, you know, on sale or on clearance. So I was looking at their little booklets, and so I saw these 5 seasons of quilts. And I love quilts. And so, you know, this had to come home with me. So one of these were $7.95 and $7.99. So I think the $7.99 one got marked 40% down. And then Stony Creek. I am such a sucker for Stony Creek. The snowman. So cute. It's called Snow Happens. And lots of designs in there. And so I told my husband, I said, well, in order to stitch all this stuff, I'm going to have to live forever. We all know that that's not going to happen, but I'm going to stitch as much stuff as I possibly can before that day. I am going to try my darndest because you know I bought a whole bunch of stuff not that long ago. I have to stop. I have to stop. All right, let's see. Where am I at? I did the books. I did the whips. I did the haul. I did the charts. Talked about the health stuff. Okay, I guess the only thing that I have left, and I'm only at 33 minutes, so I guess I'm not doing that bad. The Parkinson's walk. I asked in a previous video for donations, put the link in there. There were a few people from Flosstube that donated, and I thank you so much. And then we also put it on Facebook, and some of our friends and family made some donations. And so right now, we had some friends and family that donated cash and sent a check from Michigan. And so I put those on my husband's page, so because he didn't have any donations on his page, so I put those on his page. So he has collected now $90. Actually, he says you collected it because you did this, but he now has $90 of his $100 goal, so he's at 90%, and I have $80 out of my $100 goal. So we're getting really close, and we have high hopes that our $100 goal will be met by outside people, and then him and I are going to put donations in over and above that. But we're hoping to meet our goal. So my husband only needs $10. I only need $20. Now we do have, there's another Flosstuber who tried to donate online, and she got a message that there was an error that occurred. So I said, well, if it didn't go through, I said, you can just mail me a check. And I said, I will put it through in your name. And so she said, okay. So I know she's going to be sending something. I don't know what. So if there's anybody else out there that has $5 or $10 sitting there that you don't have earmarked for something else, I'm going to put the link to my thing again in the show notes. And if you're so moved to donate, my husband, for anybody who doesn't know, my husband has Parkinson's disease. He's had it since 2012. This last year has been a rough year for him. It's starting to take a toll. He does not have tremors. There are two types of Parkinson's. There are the Parkinson's patients who have tremors, where their hands shake and they have so much trouble walking because their legs shake and stuff. My husband has the type that is muscle rigidity, which means that all the muscles in his body are becoming rigid. So what's happening for him is that he has difficulty getting up out of a chair, sitting down in a chair. Once he's sitting in a chair, he has difficulty moving around in that chair. He tends to lean very forward. He is overweight, so he has stomach in front of him. And because of the forward pushing of his shoulders and then the stomach, anything he does where he needs to lean forward or walk up steps or anything, he starts wheezing like crazy. I keep telling him we have to work on getting that stomach down because we can't take the Parkinson's away, so we need to work on getting the stomach down. But he does not want to give up his sweets. So that's going to be a difficult thing for me to sell. But I didn't share a lot of this stuff when he was on the video with me. He's not home right now, so I can say these things because it embarrasses him. He's having trouble talking. He becomes very embarrassed when out in public and a waitress is waiting for his order, or even at church and someone comes up and talks to him, and he saw someone he hadn't seen in quite a while a week or two ago, and the person came up and started to talk to him, and Bob started trying to talk and he couldn't get the words out. I'm sorry. And the guy looked at him and said, "It's okay, I understand." And Bob was mortified, just mortified. When we came home, he kept telling me, I was so embarrassed, I was so embarrassed. It's hard. He also has memory loss. I tell him the same things day after day after day. He asks me the same questions over and over and over. We need to find a cure. It's so hard. And I didn't want to do this. I really didn't. So I'm going to put the link because I'm going to lose it. It's so difficult. I feel sorry for anybody else that has this disease. If a woman has it, it takes her womanhood away. If a man has it, it takes his manhood away. He has trouble going to the bathroom, moving bowels, because everything in there is rigid. The greens are helping. But if you can, I understand some people don't believe in donations. I understand that some people don't have the money. But if you got an extra $5 or $10, please donate. We need to find a cure. I think on the website it says that 9 million people, I don't remember exactly, is it every week or every something, that are diagnosed with Parkinson's. And it's one of those, it's like dementia. It's one of those diseases that people, unless you have tremors, people don't actually see that you have it. And I don't know how many times that people have thought that Bob was drunk because of his, in the early stages, it was a lot of slurring. Now it's just stuttering. You just can't get the words out. So if you donated, thank you so much. If you can, thank you so much. I'm going to let you all go. I've kept you long enough, and I'm sorry that that happened. I did not mean to do that. But it is what it is. So I'm going to see you all maybe in a week, week and a half. I don't know. The walk is coming up on June 23rd. Donations can go in until then. Our family reunion is on the 24th. So take care. Stitch like crazy. Do the things that you love most. Be with the people you love most. And take care. Hugs and love to everybody. All right. Bye-bye.